Well, hello me lovelies, it's me Ned Natter and I'm here to chat her down here on the farm. I hope I'll get to brighten your day. I love to gossip after a long day of taking care of things down here on me Florida farm. It's great to be with you again. Thank you so much for your lovely comments and messages. Today I want to natter about a few things, but first up I need to mention that I don't natter about the news or current affairs. You know, we're all sick of them, aren't we, and tired of it all. You don't want me reminding you of everything else you've already seen or heard, do you? Me show's here to give you a break from it all. A good laugh, even if it's only once a week on a Wednesday. Well, still, you can always listen to all me shows again, at the website, nednatter.com. Anyway, before I run off and tell you more, let's have a look around the farm, shall we? Well, me blind neighbour, old Lonnie, got lost again this week. Oh dear, well, trouble is with Lonnie, is when he gets walking, he don't stop. The worst part is this time he ended up at the animal shelter. Poor old mucker reckoned it was a food bank and was ready to start adopting his supper. Fortunately, another of Ding Dang's, me farmhands' relatives, works there, and she drove Lonnie to the store instead. Well, no good. It's Lonnie's favourite place to try and pick up women. Yup, women. See, he's always on the lookout for one that can cook and help with his food obsession. If you remember, he likes to get their attention by accidentally hitting them with his white stick. After a few near misses, he got a lift home anyway. Yup, with a sheriff's deputy. He did manage, though, to grab a mess of what he called a mess of frozen food on the way through. So his generator-powered microwave is going to be busy this week, isn't it? I hope the processed food beats the earlier versions of, cat ovan, poached pit bull, or deviled dachshund. Whoa. On another note, after a failed above-ground pool bath experiment, the wife Elsie's brand new power washer arrived yesterday. And the dirt's already coming off, 2 layers at a time actually. That's right, off her. My old mum Nan's learnt how to use the thing already. But she's a bit of a cruel old crow, so I hope she don't get too close to Elsie or she'll have the wife's skin off too. Nasty. Either way, I'm not planning on watching the proceedings, so I'll keep looking at my ends instead. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show, and when I'm not here you can find me and me shows at nednatter.com. A few days ago I got asked to help out on one of my relatives' farms in Pennsylvania. That's me cousin, young buck. Most folks, they think he's me twin brother. But to be honest, we're kind of twice removed, and that's not necessarily a bad thing either in his case. Anyway, he's running a big hen farm in Pennsylvania. His name's spelled B-U-C, short for Bucephalus natter. Yep, I think it sounds like a disease too, but I won't tell him that. He's got what you'd call a short fuse. I'd invite him on my show if it wasn't for his foul language, every other word's an F or something, and complaints. Oh dear, he's the kind of guy that would jam up a call centre single-handed, Anyway, see, he's got a big farm drama with his hens and needs a second opinion. Mine in this case. I'm thinking about taking a look next week actually, but trouble is, I don't like flying now. It used to be a pleasure, not anymore. See, I like my own company. And I like to go as I am, not, be groped by one of them TSA blokes. Told to take my boots off. Oh, dear. I'd have to get old Nan to darn me socks first. And then I'd be told I can't fly with me penknife or me favourite kind of sandwiches. And it's really difficult to have a really healthy fart on a plane, isn't it? Particularly in economy class anyway. You end up with the old no fart list, don't you? Instead of the no fly one. The wife had to take her shoes off when she went to Las Vegas for a while back. Believe me, I felt sorry for the person who had to check them over. They didn't have to worry about bombs with a wife. See, you've heard of cheesy feet. Well, Elsie makes her own brand, and I don't mean camembert. Oh, it's so bad. The pilot and the passengers probably flew with gas masks. Parachutes, more like, just in case they had to bail out halfway. After that episode, rather than discriminate and put her on the undesirable list, they decided to place a couple of seats, special ones, in the cargo hold. ready for her next Vegas flare. Anyway, if I do go to Pennsylvania, I'll be taking my truck. Long drive, I can tell you, but I'm going to be on my own. Nothing like your own company for a couple of days, is there? Very nice. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show, and when I'm not here, you can find me at nednatter.com. On the subject of annoying things, you know, like having to fly, we all have a few pet hates, don't we? One of mine is watching people smoking at the gas station. Yeah, you know, I always thought that fire and gas fumes were a bad combination, but I seem to be in the minority. You know, I haven't stopped for gas yet without smelling cigarette smoke. Well, me lovelies, I'm always getting nice messages from you, me listeners, but from time to time I get the odd question too. So in this season I promised to feature them in my shows. This one arrived from Lost Larry in Louisiana. He says he's not only lost, but confused by all these, you know, new so-called smart devices and artificial intelligence stuff. Well, thanks for your note, Larry, and I'm with you on that one. To be honest, I don't think they're quite as smart as folks think, you know. And of course, sometimes things get out of hand, don't they? They go wrong. Oh dear. Not so smart when you swear it in the car, at home, or on the farm. Or even say things that make threats you don't mean, like that old one, what is it? I'm going to punch your lights out. Oh dear. Ding, off go the lights, and you can't see a damn thing. So the part you wanted to do is not going to happen, is it? I was also wondering about this Alexa thing. Oh, does it, you know, when you fart next to it, does it go on Amazon and start ordering overpriced toilet paper? Or maybe it just bleats an electronic voiced, you know, pardon me. Of course, if you're eating curry, it probably says, get me the hell out of here. The artificial nose can only stand so much. On the other hand, I'm only speculating. I'd never buy one of those kind of devices, you know. Well, see, when me and the wife argue, when we get into one of our ding-dongs, it would go haywire, wouldn't it? And order more toilet paper, maybe. It'd be self-help books on anger management, bulletproof vests, do-it-yourself divorce kits, and emergency medical supplies. Oh dear. And of course, the wife Elsie's forgotten more foul language than most people know, and definitely more than any smart device has been programmed to understand. I'd be looking out and shouting down the scanning shelves and for effing this and effing that. Oh dear, I can imagine it. What a mess. Then there's all that hacking nonsense in there. Surely a big worry with something that knows everything about you. I always thought hacking meant a really bad cough. But now it means your inside leg measurement, doesn't it? Yep, these guys hack your devices, and they know more than just your bleeding measurements, don't they? They know everything. You're wide open to all kinds of trouble. You find your credit cards have been used to shop in Moscow or rent a car in Oklahoma, and you've just become the proud owner of a set of 20-inch alloy wheels for your Cadillac. The one you don't own, that is, yeah. You've downloaded just about every rap song online. You've ordered bulk overpriced supplies of baby diapers. And worse still, been to one of them dubious online Canadian pharmacies and cleared them out of Viagra. Then your bank's really useful, isn't it? Yeah, they're useful, right? They cancel the card. Not even you can use it anymore. And then you have to get on the phone, 20 minutes on hold, 20 minutes more explaining some faceless call centre operator that, you know, 20-inch silver wheels are going to look ridiculous on your tractor. And worse still, you've never used Viagra in your life. No wonder they say cash is king. I even heard recently they've been hacking cell phones to call the cops and report a crime happening at your home. Even called the old SWAT team. Watched it all unfold on your phone. Oh dear, dangerous, eh? 1 minute, you're sitting there watching TV quite happily. 2 minutes later, you're surrounded by 10 armed cops in riot gear. Hang on, what the hell have I done? If it happened at me farmhouse, it would soon get really out of hand, wouldn't it? Well, you know, Elsie the wife starts to return fire. Yep, and they'd even got a name for it now. It's called swatting. Well, that's what I do with the bleeding flies round here, you know, swat 'em. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show, and when I'm not here you can always find me and my shows at nednatter.com. Anyway, staying with the smart devices subject, the wife Elsie likes the sound of that vacuum cleaner. You know, the one that shoots around on its own. Trouble is, it'll probably choke to death on her crumbs and bits of food she drops around her feet. See, they don't do the turbo diesel powered shop vac version of it yet. Oh, maybe if it was big enough it'd accidentally suck up that nasty little rat dog of hers. Well, I must say her pet porker, you know, me namesake, Ned Jr., is putting on the pounds though. Right now he's eating her leftovers. Yep, that surprised you, don't it? She does leave something. Unbelievable, you ask. Yep, mostly she leaves the plate and the cutlery. Then with me, I'm not much into electronics. The nearest I got to a smart car was when I rented this little thing, and it kept bleating at me every time I crossed the line in the road. Like a wheeled sheep it was. I'm surprised that bleeding thing didn't give me electric shock every time, you know, through the steering wheel to punish me for doing it. Then there's those other smart cars. You remember they called them smart for two. Two-seater, that's right. Great to tow behind your equally selfish RV. I asked them if they thought about making a smart for one car, you know, for the wife. But when they measured her up, the only way they could get her in was to make a convertible. Not bad in the sun, but when it rained, she'd get very wet, wouldn't she? Why? Well, there's no way they're getting the roof back down with her inside, is there? Oh dear. Not so smart after all, eh? Anyway, when I saw this other machine the other day, I suppose you'd call it a smart device too. It's a little box and it says a way of chatting to your dog when you're out and letting the poor confused mucker bark back at you. Oh dear. The thing even fires out little doggy treats. Well, for one, me dog Clay isn't allowed indoors. See, he's what I call a Florida flea bag. Added to that, he's discovered a toy like that, spoke to him in his voice and shot treats at him. Oh, he'd tear the bleeding thing apart and steal the lot. Then he'd go outside, pick up me farm cat young Charles and put him right next to the mess. Yep, that dog's always in denial. Anyway, me lovelies, me old nan, me mum, you might benefit from a smart device of her own. To be honest, she needs a kind of robot. One that knows where to find the whiskey and bring it to her. Maybe light her cigarettes too, even sweep up the ash. Nice idea. The great thing about robots is they've got no feelings, so they're pretty immune to moaning, nagging and insults, aren't they? Mind you, if they built one with a sense of smell, it'd probably short circuit or run for the fire extinguisher. As we all know, me old neighbour Rush needs a smart toilet, don't he? I reckon they should do a crossover version. Yep, a crossover. Like one of them SUV car jobs, only in this case, they'd combine the vacuum cleaner, the smart lawnmower, and a toilet all in one. The damn thing could follow Rush around everywhere, couldn't it? He'd even summon it up full speed using his phone. Oh, mind you, it'd have to be a new one though. Old Rush still got the old flip phone, ain't he? Then in stark contrast, old Fred, me nudist neighbour, has usually no pockets where he can keep a smart device, has he? Well, I suppose unless he replaces that Caligula medallion necklace around his neck with an hanging phone. There's an idea. Me lovely vegan neighbour young Alice is a complete contradiction. She believes all this microwave technology is making us all sick. She might be right. She even sleeps with her head in a Faraday cage to protect her from it. Well, there's an idea. I'll get one for the wife. A full-size version, though. I don't know about the Faraday bit, though. Ding Dang Me Farman suffers from a lot of things. Yup, and smartness is not one of them. So maybe I could replace old Ding Dang with some kind of smart device altogether. They've already got that lawnmower that operates on its own, so there's a chance. Even lets you know when it's been stolen, apparently. I wouldn't be too bothered if someone stole Ding Dang, though. Mind you, maybe he could be the first human to benefit from that artificial intelligence. Yeah, they could surgically add it to his defunct brain, couldn't they? That would be a result. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show, and when I'm not here, you can always find me and my shows at nednatter.com. My neighbour and part-time political commentator Old Rush has always got something to say. When I told him I was nattering about smart devices, he was quick to add his little bias slant to the whole thing, wasn't he? Yep, he reckoned the tech companies are all controlled by communists and Democrats. And they're using them little devices to take over the world without anyone noticing. Then, of course, we got the usual, sorry Ned, gotta go, and he's off behind that same big old granddaddy oak. I'm still feeling real sorry for that tree, you know. Definitely time for someone to invent that smart bladder, I'd say. This is Ned Natter here with the Ned Natter Show. When I'm not here, you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com. My long lost relative Skip Natter had a smart device once. Ahead of the times he was, but not any longer. Well, in his case, the court called it an ankle bracelet. Oh dear. It's an alternative, you know, to jail time. I heard even some of them record conversations now, so I can just imagine it. You know, are you planning to cut the bracelet off and run to Mexico later? Before you've done up your bootlaces, they'd be knock at the door, and the traditional not so smart handcuffs, wouldn't there? On the con man front though, me agent 50% has lined me up a new ad this week. And it's real topical again. One for a smart app. Well, my lovelies, here goes. Let's have a go at this one. Fed up with them annoying calls, folks checking up the wife, girlfriend or annoying colleagues, bill collectors, political fundraisers and salespeople. Well, get our new app. The On Hold app. Yep, On Hold. It's real simple. Just program in the numbers of the folks you want to dodge, and our smart app connects them directly to our Indian call centre. Their call's guaranteed to be answered by someone who doesn't speak a word of intelligible English, and they'll be on hold for at least 20 minutes waiting for the supervisor to handle their call. Our app is guaranteed to put off even your most persistent, annoying callers. Get the On Hold app today and at the website endlesswaiting.net. I think I'll be looking into that one, lovelies. This is Ned Natter here, the Ned Natter Show. When I'm not here, you can find me at nednatter.com. One last thing, of course, I don't want my show to be brimming with toilet humour, but I have to ask a question. Me toilet paper says it's septic safe. Yep. But you see, what's worrying me, and bearing in mind the reason I bought the stuff in the first place, is whether it's actually ass safe. What a point, eh? Well, that's it, me lovelies, and on that note I better go. So until next time, I'm Ned Natter. Just remember, farmers are getting older, some more than others. It's time some new blood came down on the farm and gave us an hand. Shite matters, without us you wouldn't have anything to eat, and without me your Wednesdays wouldn't be as much fun. In the meantime, you can find me and my shows at nednatter.com along with them social media links. Come by and say hi. Thanks so much for listening. It's been a pleasure chatting with you again, and I hope you'll join me on the next Ned Natter Show. So until next time, keep a smile on your face, think positive, and don't sweat any of that nasty small stuff. The grass is not always greener on the other side. It might just be a freeway. Goodbye, my lovelies.